The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
Down. 70, Indy.
You get blocked, man.
You 61, matchbox, lights. Let's go.
On first down, Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Here's the 2nd and 7. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Hey, orbit.
Check Mike 11. Check Mike 11.
Fine.
Back to throw. Herbert. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Running right, this is Ingram. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Let's go. 10-2 stop. Bravo.
Heavy on the edges. Heavy on the edges. 45 to Mike. 45 to Mike.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. From 8 yards out, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
On the ready.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Second and 11. And his pass incomplete.
Herbert's pass incomplete on the throwaway. Brings up third down and 11.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Herbert. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But
pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. In for the sack, Deion Jones. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's second and 21. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught at the 10. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. John Ross with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6. Extra point by Badgley up and good. And it's now 14-0. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. John Ross with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
Brandon, my man, just 1 sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well-organized, well-coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A first down carry for Smith. It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively.
A gain of 11 brings up 2nd and 9 at the Jaguars' 44-yard line.
Hey, box drop.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert, that's complete to Smith. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14.
Here we go. 18 Gator. Snap.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
At their own 16-yard line.
Ready.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Hey, lock it.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Ready, break.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Herbert. And that will be incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
Now this is fielded in the end zone. And shedding through the tackle. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
2nd and 2 at that 18-yard line.
Let's go. 60 outlaw.
Here we go.
You draw quarters.
Watch the pass.
Go, go. 5.
2nd and 2. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
It's going to be a long day.
5.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike.
Get it.
He'll drop to throw. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. On play action, they'll throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they're going to measure revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Hey, Alpha!
He'll look to throw. And it's complete. Hooper. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 26. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for them.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. Back to throw here. Sliding out of the pocket. 20. He finds McCoy. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Ready?
From the gun, Herbert. Eluding the pressure. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. This for his running back, McCoy. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. They'll look to throw here. And finding the tight end, Hooper. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll drop to throw. They go screen. This is Ingram. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Pilot, 64, weak.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. 4 yards the pickup, first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. Back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McCoy. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
And the Jaguar first down.
This quarterback now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down.
Let's get off the field. You go
Looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Badgley able to knock this one through. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Let's go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know in the half they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Josh Allen has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Ito Smith. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
They go back to the ground with Smith. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Fielded at about the 28. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Deion Jones picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Blue draw Corkers. Look at me. Door.
Crouch.
Ready.
2nd and 5. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Back to throw. Herbert nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Finding his way home for the sack that time, Taven Bryan. The Falcons on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
As diverse as the running game has become in the NFL, there's still a place for the fullback position. And on that play, he gained nice yardage.
35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
They'll set up to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
And 2 stop. 80 weapon.
A gain of 15. First down, Jacksonville.
Check. Check hot route. Hot.
Hey, Delta.
They'll set up a throw. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's McCoy. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here we go. 18 Gator. Go, go.
45's the mic. 45's the mic.
Come on. You better bring it. Let's go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Grady Jarrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's going to be caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Okay, ready?
45. Check Mike 45.
Blue gone, gone.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Watch twist. Twist, twist. Twist, twist. Check 52.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
A nice job there as he rumbles for 9, and it'll be back to a 3rd and 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. They'll try and run for it with Smith. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
The Falcons send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. Time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Jags, they continue to cruise.